Hello, everyone out there from Midtown Comics. My name is Sergio.
This is Vic from Times Square.
And I'm Cassie from Grand Central.
I'm from Grand Central too, and we're here to talk about Suicide Squad. The movie's out this week. It's a talk of the town. Everyone's all a buzz. Some controversy about it. We actually saw it last night at the Alamo Draft House, which was awesome in Yonkers, courtesy of Midtown Comics. Midtown Comics was there also to provide free samples of our issue 1 giveaway. So good time was had by y'all. The drinks were good.
Yeah, oh yeah, drinks were
really
delicious.
Drinks
Yeah.
were good. I ordered a tequila chocolate shake, which was awesome, and then followed by a Tony Stark whiskey sour, who's right over there, because I thought it'd be kind of cool to order a Marvel drink at a DC event, just to stick it a little bit, you know. But it's all about
A good time was had by all.
good time was had by y'all. Good time was good food. But it's all about Harley. What y'all think of the film?
I actually really enjoyed it. I know that there are some critics out there who are a little trashing it kind of badly, but it's a fun film for what it is. It's not meant to be super duper funny, so avoiding spoilers, I think it had just the right amount of everything.
What you think? Man?
I didn't like it as much. It's definitely not as bad as critics are claiming it to be. It's not the worst DC movie out there. Like, I mean, Steel exists, people. Shaq was in Steel, so
Steel exists.
that movie,
Hashtag Steel
right,
exists.
that movie is real. That did happen.
Steel happens.
So there's definitely, it's not as bad. It definitely has its flaws. You can tell pretty much into it, but it's very enjoyable. The cast is great. There are a lot of surprise characters that actually you would want more exposition for. The villain could have been a little bit more, had a little more of a purpose. But overall, it is a very watchable movie, and it is quite enjoyable, and the audience will definitely enjoy it.
Personally, I actually enjoyed it. I tend to hate everything, almost everything. I hated BVS. Okay, I saw it on a dare. Man of Steel gave me all the wrong feels. Okay, but this was actually a hoot. I've always liked the Squad. And whatchamacallit, what was I gonna say? There's a shout out to the main writer of the Suicide Squad, John Ostrander. Look for that. I'm glad that they acknowledged his contributions. We would not have a Suicide Squad without writer John Ostrander, who was a major DC writer throughout the 80s and early 90s. Also, no spoiler, but during the credits, there is a scene in the credits. They actually do a Marvel. So once the words start going, don't leave. It's very important. Stick around. There are cameos. My personal favorite character of the film, El Diablo. I thought El Diablo stole the show.
Absolutely.
I thought
Best
El Diablo
character.
stole the show. I thought he had a great arc. Who else? Amanda Waller is evil, truly evil. Cassie here has an example of a recent Suicide Squad issue. She is manipulating the squad members as if they were puppets on a string, and that's exactly what they are. The bad guys don't get a break. We always get that a lot too. But all in all, I had a good time. There are surprise cameos. We saw in the trailer that Batman appears. He had some great scenes. Very comic booky. There's more than one. And I truly enjoyed that also. So, was it perfect? No. The critics are a little harsh. But I'm hearing from geekdom all across the board. People like it. So, check it out.
We already have a question from Daniel Torres. Should we wait till it comes to Blu-ray with a bunch of laughing, crying faces?
No, definitely not. You could definitely, go see it. Don't listen to what critics are saying. Don't what the fanboys are putting on message boards, or like the guy on the street is yelling saying it's terrible. Go see it. Make your own judgment. This is the first time a lot of these characters have been on screen. You would never expect Jetshot or Killer Croc or Captain Boomerang to share screen time, let alone Harley Quinn or anyone else. So definitely check it out and give it your own 2 cents. Support the film.
Yeah, Harley has a very great origin scene as well. That I thought was very well done, very well made. Here we have a visual aid of Harley's different looks. So here was her original look that premiered in the animated show. This is her current look as depicted on her new issue #1 out this Wednesday. This is a Midtown Comics exclusive, by the way, drawn by Terry Dodson, available at all Midtown Comics locations and at midtowncomics.com. So check that out. So her look is gonna change. You even see how her look changes in the movie too.
Oh, yeah.
So that was actually pretty cool. There's a lot of geek stuff in there. They actually do throw in a lot for people to enjoy. Joker, what do y'all think of the Joker?
I loved the Joker personally.
I wanted more.
You wanted more from me?
There is more to be seen of the
Yeah.
Joker. We were actually discussing this morning. How will we classify the Joker? Heath Ledger was the anarchist. Cesar Romero is the comedian. Jack Nicholson is the master criminal. One theory I heard, my friend Sean Purdy described him as this guy as the gangster, which I thought, I have to mull that over a bit. But as the gangster, that's kind of interesting. Only more like a Clyde to Harley's Bonnie in some ways too. So I got to see it again.
There are certain scenes where the Joker is on screen and you do get that kind of eerie feeling of like uncomfortable, like you want him to go away, but it's in a good way. Like I think that he did the best that he could with that role.
We have a few new questions and comments. Malice says the movie is dope. ... So
Awesome.
He or she is obviously a little more enthusiastic about the movie, but that's good that you enjoyed it, Malice. And we have a question from Mike. Are there any surprise cameos from other superheroes/villains to keep an eye on? Obviously, spoiler free.
Spoiler free. The answer is yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, just yes. Just yes.
Yes.
Just yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
There is comedy. They took a page from the Marvel page, and let's throw in cameos. Let's throw in some jokes. The jokes are not that forced. I thought they were pretty good. Will Smith is a good Deadshot.
Will Smith was great.
I forget he's Will Smith.
Yeah, this was Independence Day, Men in Black, Will Smith, the Will Smith we've been waiting for to come back and just rule the summer again. This is just, you can tell he's having fun being Deadshot.
They go into his background. Check out the Deadshot miniseries. It's available in trade paperback, available at all Midtown Comics locations, written by Crystal Gage. In that, we get a lot of his backstory and his family history. It plays up in this movie a lot. Check that out. You even get a little bit of his original appearance back in 1942, here when he had a top hat and a Dillinger. That's thrown in as well. It's very fast. Look for that. They acknowledge history, which is good.
Daniel, before, who asked whether or not he should wait until Blu-ray, he says, "Awesome, I shall go tonight. Thanks for the response." And we have
Good job, Daniel.
Yeah, we have a comment from Alberto. Daniel, hopefully you enjoy it. Alberto says, "I love the..." Oh, it's a bit of a spoiler. Okay. It's basically a tribute to Harley Quinn and Joker that you see early on. You get a glimpse of in the beginning.
Yes.
That
Absolutely.
obviously reflects a very great cover.
Very brief, but it's yes. Any fan is absolutely gonna love it.
Yes. And it doesn't lead up to possible future films, an expansion of DC Universe franchise. Absolutely.
Definitely.
It is essential viewing if you care about the DC Cinematic Universe. Right?
Cool. So Chad says thanks from Maryland. He is going to see it tomorrow. And then we have Kevin, who says, "I'm still debating to even go see it. DC has been a huge disappointment. Didn't like Man of Steel, and it was terrible." High praise. BVS Dawn of Justice wasn't that great, and the storytelling was terrible, actually. Sorry, we have to expand. Ooh, that is a long comment. All right. Actually walked out. I love Batman and like Superman and DC Comics superheroes and villains, but they don't know how to make movies right. Marvel is king, hands down, and never let it down. So as someone, Serge, you said before, you don't like Man of Steel and Batman v
No,
Superman
I didn't
as
like
well.
Man of Steel at all. But you know what? This movie stands on its own. It deserves a fair shot. Okay, everybody should get to check it out for themselves. And I thought it was, it's a good film. I'm sure the sequel is going to be great, but check it out. Like, there's no reason to so prejudge, and that's coming from me. And I'm the judges of them all. I don't just judge. I sentence. Okay, gavel down, and this one gets a pass.
Well, for a comment like that, it's because Batman and Superman have had so many movies before, so you could easily judge BBS against those and say that that's what the problems are. Suicide Squad, this is the first time anyone outside who that reads comics doesn't really know the Suicide Squad. So you could easily go in and just watch this movie and have somewhat of a good time for 2 hours and enjoy have a blast.
So
And then go in and read the comics.
So we have a question from Gerardo. I think it would be good for Cassandra because you're a big Harley Quinn fan. Gerardo wants to know, how was Margot Robbie? So how do you think the performance was, and how do you think the portrayal of the character was?
Margot Robbie was perfect as Harley. I don't think they could have casted her any better. The portrayal of Harley, coming from a Harley Quinn fan who's read the comics, who's read her backstory. Cosplayer, yes. Follow my Instagram.
You can give it a plug if you want.
Plug it.
Plug it.
CASSUALTY, Casualty. Yes. I wasn't a huge fan of the portrayal of the character. Only because I didn't think there was enough of that psychoticness to her.
I see.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I see.
She was great in regards to, she was cute, she was funny, she was active, but I don't think there was enough of that. Well, why was she put in Arkham? It kind of just seems like she's a girl just chilling there.
Do you think Margot could carry out her own Harley Quinn film?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
With the right director.
Yes.
Right director.
And the right storyline.
Yes.
Plots.
She definitely has presence every time. She's like basically the scene's on her. She owns the scene.
The camera level.
Yeah, she's meant for the camera. She does. Her portrayal is definitely good. There could be more. There could be more. And if she's given her own solo shot, I have no doubt that she could just go full lunacy and just, be just like compared to Deadpool.
Lewis would like to know what comic you're holding. The Joker cover.
This would be the Suicide Squad tie-in to the Death of the Family arc. From,
Issue 13, I believe?
Issue number 14, actually.
14. I was wrong.
Yeah,
How am I wrong?
It's
What?
all right. It's okay. You couldn't see. You couldn't see it. It's okay. It's a tie-in to the Death of the Family storyline from Batman, with the Joker's return to mess with the Bat family.
It's collected in Suicide Squad Volume 3 of the New 52 series.
And Joe would like a pretty tough question. How do you rank this Joker compared to the other cinematic Jokers? That's tough because Joker doesn't get a lot of screen time.
For the
I know, right?
only because of the amount of screen time that he's allowed, he's definitely in last place behind Romero, Nicholson, and
We haven't seen enough.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I don't think we're giving him enough credit here. There's no possible way he could have followed Heath Ledger's Joker. There's no way. They had to go in a completely different direction with the portrayal of the Joker, and for what it was, I think he did well. I mean, we could have used a little more screen time with him, but I don't think he was a bad Joker in the slightest.
It's a thin line, or else he would take over the film. We have a large cast of characters. We are introducing a lot of people. Jared Leto does not have an easy task. I think it's unfair to rank because they're all so different. You cannot compare. I mean, the Joker is such a character, and I don't know. I don't think it's fair to compare. I don't think there's a worst. I don't think there's a bad Joker out of the bunch. You have the Mark Hamill, the Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger. I'm missing one aside from Jared Leto, of course. I don't think. No.
That's like the core.
That's the core. That's all of them. They're all great. Okay, we got a full deck of Jokers. Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess if you had any closing remarks, not only about the movie, but maybe what people can read if they want to learn more about these characters.
There's always the classic Suicide Squad trades that we always have in the stores from John Ostrander. There's a new 52 series. There's new Suicide Squad. There's Suicide Squad Rebirth that just came out this week that we have plenty of copies of that you guys can come in and read. If you want to read about anyone else, like Boomerang or Killer Croc, Deadshot, there's plenty of Batman stories that feature them. And like, if you are going to go see it, I highly recommend going to the Draft House. They pride themselves on letting you have the best experience you can while watching
You
a
are
movie.
catered to at the draft. At the Alamo Draft House, it is quite the experience.
It is like amazing.
What would you recommend, Cass?
Reading material wise,
Yes.
if you want to go with you're going to be most recognizable from the movie, definitely pick up the new Rebirth Suicide Squad. It'll give you a good place to start up. If you want to go from a little bit behind, I say read the new 52 Suicide Squad Volume 1.
For me, there are two Deadshot miniseries that I collected. One's called Bulletproof, and the other one is from John Ostrander, co-wrote with his wife actually, which came back into trade. It's only the only two Deadshot books. They both go into his origin, how screwed up he is, and really good stuff. One of my favorite writers, Christos Gage, wrote Bulletproof, but there's the other Deadshot miniseries as well. Because Will Smith, of course, being Will Smith, gets a lot of background as that. There's also, this one just came out. Thank you, Greg. This one, there are 3 Deadshot miniseries.
I love Deadshot.
How could I forget Deadshot? Floyd Lawton. This one just released this past Wednesday, available at all Midtown Comics locations and on the website, midtowncomics.com.
The artist of this is the one that's drawing New Superman.
Hey, look at that, Victor Bogdanovich. I think I pronounced that correctly.
It has a super flattering pull quote on the back.
Shoot to thrill.
Oh no, the quote taken from a review.
Review at the end here.
It's plenty of action. That's how.
Plenty of
Plenty of
action. That's not a surprise. At least half of you out there, okay? So, no shade. So, check it out, okay? And I guess that's all from us.
If since obviously a lot of people care about scores and ratings, if you had to give it anywhere from a 0 to a 10, half points are allowed.
Mm-hmm.
What would you give Suicide Squad?
I'd say it's for me it's a solid 6 out of 10.
I would give it an 8. Oh, the Ocho. Yes, I feel quite generous there. But seriously, I had a hoot of a time. I want to see it again. I want to see it tonight. Hey.
I'd give it a 7.5.
All right, not bad. So thank you so much, folks, for watching us from Midtown Comics. Right now, we are currently at Midtown Comics Grand Central, but check out any of our locations: Midtown Comics Times Square, Midtown Comics downtown in the financial district, or us on the east side. We are pretty nuts over here. We don't know, but yeah, check us out next time, Facebook Live. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.